Okay, white this time. Let's see. So with white, I tend to play the Italian stuff. So yeah, I never grew over that. Uh, oh yeah, we're gonna go for this. I haven't played this in a while. This is Evan's Gambit. But so in general, what you do is you sacrifice a pawn to get a lot of tempo, um, and basically what you want to be doing is just sacrifice a whole bunch. I made a mistake here. Let's see. I guess we can do this. So basically, what I want to be doing is queen to b3. Put a whole lot of pressure on this. Like we have our two pawns in the center, um, with which we can exert a lot of control. Yeah, so we're gonna push for this. Like this, like it means that they can't just willy nilly move their bishop. It means that we have a direct threat on this pawn. We can castle if we need to, but we don't need to pick it up immediately. Let's see, can we? So we can force the knight back, but that blocks our own pawn. So I'm not too happy about doing that. I think I'll castle, and then we can try and put some pressure on this on the e column. They can't take this because it's for one covered by the knight, and for two it leaves this pawn hanging. Maybe we should have pushed a little more. Nah, I think we're fine. Like we're down a pawn, but we have a lot of positional advantage. We're fully developed. They have two pieces left left behind. I am gonna push you back a little bit. If you want to trade, I'm really happy with that. Like this knight is clearly the weakest one. This is still not a valid capture in any scenario. So I would be totally okay with doing that. Oh, I totally missed. I should have captured this pawn at this point. I can still do that once he moves back. Unless he moves back to c8, of course. But I might have given him, like, just capturing this pawn back. Yeah, okay. I should have grabbed that. That's the computer's gonna tell me that was a bad move. So let's see. We can either move out here, try some stuff. Think I like this. Try to force some stuff. They can't move up the spawn. That's just gonna cost them. We and if they capture, we can move in with our knight. If they don't want to capture, then I can capture, and I have a threat on their queen with a pin, possibly through rook to e1. So let's see what that brings us. Like this is a I'm not sure I want to trade because I had a lot of control here, but getting this open e file is gonna help us a lot. Like his choices are basically like, even if he does knight to h6, like I can at least get a check off, and I think that also means that he loses his castling opportunity. Like it might be possible that there's a situation where he puts like a bishop on e6 to prevent that, but I think we could trade, win a pawn. We would still have the pin if he didn't take there. We have the threat on this one. Yeah, so actually, I'm real happy doing this. Yeah, so his only move is to do this, right? Because it's otherwise he just has too many things to worry about. And yeah, so since I'm kind of tempted to push with f4, though that seems fairly risky. This is still sort of locked up. I could go in with the knight over here. Or we could just try to exert some influence with this knight. Alternatively, rook to e1 seems kind of okay to build up something over here. If we were to move this up, we could totally do that, right? Yeah, that seems real fine actually, right? Because if they capture, we capture. Yeah, whichever way they do first, that's actually fine. Maybe we can do that now even, right? If we move it up, then if they capture, we capture they. No, that's not enough, right? They can just freely take that pawn. So it's either this one or this one. I think this is what we want. If necessary, what we can do is move up our rook through here, like, or through here. That gives us some opportunities. And yeah, we want to push right now? I think we would like to. Yeah, let's go for it. Like, they have 3 attackers, we have 3 defenders. If we capture here, they can trade all. Yeah, no, that's kind of bad. So let's, like, it's an actual threat, right? Because if we capture, it's check. They can't capture with the queen because we'll take them, and if they capture with the knight, we can rook to e7. So yeah, that seems like I'm fairly confident about this. Let's see, we can do this, right? Yep. Okay, so now the question is, do we wanna? So I don't think we wanna trade queens. Oh, we lost an extra. So what I wanna do is this, right? And then, oh, interesting. Okay, so we can basically force the trade on the queens, or we can defend this and threaten this. Like, we're 1 pawn behind still, so I don't really like forcing the queen trade, though it does give us a rook up here, which is fairly good, right? Actually, I think we want to go for that. It gives us a good enough positional advantage that I'm okay with that. Like, basically, in the end, we've traded a pawn for a pretty big positional advantage between, like, the knight being out of order over here. We can just recapture with the knight here, which brings it back, like, brings it towards the center a little bit. We have threats on these pawns. They can try to defend, but we can double up, and I think that should be good enough to at least get the one, and then probably get the other depending on how things turn out. So yeah, I'm pretty confident about going about it this way. Yeah, so let's see. Basically, they either need to move this up, in which case we would capture this. They could try to defend it with a rook, in which case rook c1 threatens it a lot more. They can then choose to again move it up. Ooh, this looks like it works actually. Yeah, I didn't spot this. So what do we want to do here? So we can either defend it or lose the position. So I think that should be fairly obvious. Like, we do want to make sure that we can defend. If they want to trade, that's okay. I think, yeah, should be fine. I won't be too happy about it. We still need to try to recapture this pawn. Let's see. Yeah, so what we could do is check. They would defend. We could check. We could. Yeah, that's not too great. We could also, yeah, I think that's what we need to be doing. We can then try to threaten this pawn or something. Try stuff over here. Yeah, but attacking the knight doesn't do much. I don't like this, but it's what we need to be doing. I guess what we could do after that is try to sort of regain this 7th rank. So if they basically so in any case, what I want to do is capture this and have them trade off, right? Because if I capture this, they get to move their king closer to the center or get a rook here, and neither is I would be particularly happy about. So yeah, I'm gonna capture this rook, and oh, they trade. Interesting. Yeah, so they can force the trade on both. Yes, so the question is, am I gonna take that? I guess not, right? We can't really afford that. So let's put it down here, I guess. It's a little bit iffy, but we'll have to make do. Yeah. I'm not really sure what would be best here. Like, I'm definitely at a disadvantage at this point. Like, the pawn difference matters a lot. Let's see. I think I want to try and get my knight in here. Threatening this pawn, I can maybe like try some shenanigans on this side. Yep, that was to be expected. I don't want to move my knight over here because then he can pin me and that could be problematic. Moving over here actually isn't too great either because they could go over here and then I have nowhere to go. So I guess maybe... No, I don't want to trade it off actually. Okay, I guess we'll move back then. That means that it probably was a weak move to begin with. So that's kind of awkward. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so if they move out of the way far enough, I could regain the 7th rank here. That's pretty key. Like that might allow me to capture 1 or 2 pawns. Yeah, they're gonna bring their king into the mix. I think what we want to be doing is basically moving this up, because they have the advantage here, but we have it on this side. So basically the fact that we could, like, we want to be pushing this and try to set up a situation where we can safely where we have the upper hand on this side and we can do something with that. I might have wanted to push with a4. If they don't do anything with these pawns, I might still do that. Okay, interesting. Do we go for the trade now? I don't think so, right? I mean, I don't really see a reason to do it. Yeah, we also, so the awkward thing here is that I can't move backwards. So the prime spots would be over here or maybe over here, but that's like he can easily eat me there. So I don't. Alternative is that I let him trade. Can I get anything out of that? No, let's just go here. I do need to watch my time a little bit. Like it's getting kind of tight. That's okay. Let's see. And my king is kind of weak now. This is getting sort of problematic. I should really watch out for shenanigans where he checks me here, and like I have king f2, so he can't check on e2. But this pawn is really weak. This knight is actually in quite a strong position because it covers this square, which is kind of essential for picking up on what's like trying to get something going over here. Oh, interesting. I didn't expect that per se. Let's see. Can we do something with that? I think we just want to move this up. That seems fine. I do sort of want to watch out for like stuff over here. His rook is a lot stronger than mine. So like if I can take a draw out of this, I would do it, no questions asked. Like getting a draw here is totally good with me. So yeah, he's gonna go for that. I guess we might need to accept the trade in the end. Like this like his rook is so much stronger at this point that I can't really afford him to let him eat this one. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but we had to let it go. Yeah, so basically the question is, can we get enough pressure going on this side to actually manage something? Like we really need to prevent him from moving in. A check over here is okay. A check over here is also, that would be, he might take that trade, like get the 2 pawns, and yeah, but I need to take some risk. If he wants to trade his knight for 2 pawns, that might actually be a good trade, but yeah, so then it comes down to whether I can hold down like king to this side. Okay, that's pretty. No, it's. I thought I could check him here, but it holds the same way, right? Let's see. If I move this over, he can squeak in here. I don't really want that. Yeah. I guess we want to try and move this up a little bit. Let's see what comes out of that. The problem is that he's gonna be able to move in here fairly hard, so that is problematic. Okay, so now I have a fork on these two. I think I want to capitalize on that. And we should be okay. If not, then so be it. Like this is my only shot basically. He can probably check me. I need to keep my king on this side to prevent him from eating all these pawns with his king. He can defend like that. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's see. What I want to be doing is basically I need to. Oh, let's go at it this way. Yeah, this is gonna be kind of problematic. Do I want to move this up? I don't think so. Like between this position, I think I'm okay here. They could force the trade on the knight, and they would probably win with that. If they check me here, I'm more or less forced to take that. I can eat these 2 pawns with my king, but he gets to eat all of these. Okay, so I wanna check if he's alert. So a way to make this happen would be check, force the trade, eat these pawns, move up. I think I would win that because I can just do that. Yeah, and he notices. So let's see, we can do this still. We can still force the trade, and let's see where that brings us. If he pushes this, then he's fine. So b3 is a really good move here because I'm forced to trade, and then he can just eat these. Okay, this is fine with me as well. Yeah. Okay, so I can't actually. I can't. If I capture this, he can push and he can promote safely. So he wins. GG. Okay, let's go to analysis. Like this was it was a fairly long game, and yeah, basically in the end, like the pawn I sacrificed in the opening is actually what got me. So I have a feeling this was a fairly close game. Like yeah, it's probably hinged on, like if we look at the graph over time, like actually beginning of the mid game I had the advantage, in the opening not so much. Like that's sort of to be expected. But I basically failed to capitalize on this advantage. That's basically what's going on. So let's see. This is all fairly standard. B4 is an inaccuracy. Okay, I guess Evan's Gambit is not something that the computer likes. Like, it's probably a little bit aggressive, and yeah, maybe I should look to something else. Like, in this case, you can still do knight to g5, but there's a whole dangerous situation going on where they can start to take and do all kind of nasty tricks. So I'm not really looking forward to doing something like that. But we'll see. Maybe we'll need to figure out another opening with white, like what we want to be playing. Takes b4. Okay, that seems fine. This is, as far as I know it, this is still fairly standard. I don't know. Yeah, this seems okay. Like, it doesn't cost too much swing in score. d6 is probably just a little too passive at this point. Yeah, this is good stuff. Castling is okay. G4 gives me a massive advantage. Oh yeah, so taking this actually has a threat on the. Oh, I really lost out a lot here. Like H3 cost me the game basically. Like, if I would have just taken here, they would have, yeah, been forced back. You can't defend this. That's really, really painful. Yeah, sure. E3, they actually like. They don't like this. They want to push. That makes sense, right? It sort of locks this up. We can take. Yeah, we can just take. I don't know why they like that. Interesting. Okay. D5. Yeah. Okay. They would just develop knight to h6. Okay, but they don't like taking. I should have gone rook first here. Interesting. They'll take. We take. Rook was still best. I mean, you can keep this pinned, so I don't know. I see. Hi, DM Stewart. I see. Okay. So, chat suggests that that Stockfish analysis of Gambit lines can be a little bit iffy. I guess that's like, in general, that's yeah, I don't know. It's so I've picked up chess again after like not playing for a good 10-12 years, so I'm not used to like top level analysis tools. Like, when I played, there were decent like chess programs, but not anything close to the level that Stockfish analyzes at this point. So in general, like at my level, you always also notice that, there's still plenty of inaccuracies and blunders to make. So, but good to keep that in mind. Thanks. Yeah, so d takes e5 seems good, or it seems questionable. They still want me to put in the rook. Finally, knight h6, and then I come with the rook, but it's a little bit too late. Yeah, I mean, it threatens taking with, if we do it in this situation, it threatens taking with the rook, which is actually like just gives us a whole lot of options, and it probably forces something like putting a bishop over here along those lines, or it basically forces them to weaken their structure by defending with a pawn, and then I capture with a pawn anyway. Stuff like that probably makes it better to get this rook out of here. If we look at the graph, this is really the last time where we were solidly advantaged. From this point, it's all downhill. Yeah, e6. I still like this push. There's a lot of trades involved here, but yeah, it's still like eating this pawn is. I'm pretty happy with it. This one was just a little bit pushed up. We could have defended it. That would have been the other option. Okay, so we've got yeah, this situation. It actually doesn't like forcing the trade here. It likes going for knight f3, which is then followed up by c5. Yeah, so I guess you can do some shenanigans by attacking the queen then. c5, I don't know if that would yield c4, but in any case, like that gives us a discovered check. So there's some options there. So that could be interesting. It's probably defendable. Otherwise, it would have been possibly a bigger difference. But yeah, making the trade with the pawn down is not really, like, I was hoping that this rook would have been enough to recapture a pawn and sort of balance it out, but now it doesn't really work that way. Yeah, so I should have moved back here already. Like, the trade here is not too great still. Yeah, and now I move back, so I should have done that in the first place. Okay, so from here it's really, yeah, it's mostly him playing out the game. Yeah, interesting. So at some point I did say, oh wait, no, it's a4 for him. I figured I should have played a4 at some point, but I guess not per se. Pushing up h4 might have been a little bit aggressive, like this. So and why is that? Because what ended up happening is that this king captures this. But if the pawn is over here, then we force him to go all the way like this and then go back up, which could give us like essential time needed to figure out this side. Yep. So defending over here a little bit. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. h4 is questionable. Let's see. Knight f3 check is best. Oh, interesting. We could have used that to force him out and then move into here. Interesting. I guess that should have been the line. I mean, we're still not winning this game, but like they have a lot more on this side than I have on this side. But my instinct to whoops. Yeah, there we go. My instinct to sort of try to defend this side may have been wrong in some sense. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna, yeah, so from here on it's nothing special. Like, it's just playing it out. Trading the knights makes it sort of definitive, and then they played this well. So that's well deserved. Okay. Still, like, I'm not too, like, the main point about this game is that we missed, let's see, we missed the capture on here. This, we missed the capture on b7, which just yields us a knight basically, right? So that's a pretty big difference. Okay, good stuff. Let's go into a new game.